would need to check, but
That seems impossible.
I'm so not prepared for that. Um, YouTube is not. There it is. Okay, YouTube showed
Is
up.
it on YouTube? Is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Twitch. Apparently, I need to download Twitch again. Okay. Uh, let's read. I'm gonna read. You're gonna do your thing. Ready?
Yep.
Three, two, one. That's not okay. Okay.
No, I screwed up.
Three, two, one. Welcome to Home Bay Jerk. But then there's the five bagger. Which one of us watches the five movies, time day? And this Big Trouble in Little China, an action adventure comedy released in 1986. It's 1 hour and 39 minutes long. It's rated PG-13. We're Brian and Mike, and we apologize in advance for any quality video or audio questions you might have. Enjoy.
What did you say at the beginning, Mike?
Flawless victory.
No.
I think I said exactly what's written here.
That's well.
Probably, probably perfect. Flawless victory.
No.
So, Big Trouble in Little China. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
My chair
I've
is
seen it
so
before.
my chair's so low. Yeah, I'd seen it twice before for certain, if not more. I remember I saw it as a kid. Um, I saw it recently. I want to say probably 2 or 3 years ago. I watched it again.
Oh, okay.
And then I might have seen it more times as a kid, but I don't specifically remember. So coming into this, I would have said I'd seen it twice for sure.
Yeah, I would say about the same for me. So I think
Hmm.
probably twice.
Okay. Okay. So
Doesn't
you
seem.
had seen this. I forgot whether or not you had seen it.
Yeah, yeah. I had seen it before, and then same as you. I think I saw it again. College, maybe year. I don't remember.
Hmm.
I watched it again, but yeah, I think I've seen it twice before. It.
Yeah, I think I watched it fairly recently because you had watched Escape from New York.
Hmm.
I don't remember why you watched it, if there was any particular reason or not, but you had watched that, and so I why I'd watched it, and I think in that same time frame, I also watched this again.
I watched Escape from New York because I was like I want to watch Escape from LA,
Mm, mm-hmm.
but you have to watch the first one,
Oh, interesting.
which doesn't really matter at all.
No, it doesn't.
But I wanted to watch
It's like
the first one.
in order to watch Escape from L.A., I have to watch Overboard with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell,
Yeah, exactly.
which is a good movie.
A great movie. I was gonna say that's a good movie. Haven't seen it in
Oh,
years, but
um, also very problematic, probably.
oh, I'm sure. Yeah, but yeah, no, yeah, yeah, I wanted to watch Escape from LA, so I rewatched Escape from New York.
Hmm. I still have not seen Escape from L.A. I watched Escape from New York, but I haven't seen Escape from L.A. yet.
Okay.
I do. The reason I watched Escape from New York was because you were like just the most batshit thing after the most batshit thing happens, and it's crazy. So that's why I watched it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's wild, yeah. But I have not watched Escape from LA yet. But I have watched this. It's been on my Letterboxd, and it was ranked at 3.5 stars, which 3.5 stars means it's a good movie. It's not perfect, and it's not an instant rewatch. So
Hmm.
that's what that's what my 3.5 star rating meant coming into this. And after watching this, I'd say, yeah, that's where it goes.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate actually.
Hmm, I think I had it nailed.
I mean,
S-
my memory of this movie was a lot higher than this week's rewatch of this movie.
Interesting.
Not like super higher,
Hmm.
but it
I know what you mean.
it was a better movie than I
Before
remember.
you watched it again.
Yeah.
No, I totally know what you mean. It is culturally held up to a very high bar. It's up there. It's like,
Mhm.
and you expect it to be a classic. I don't know if it's a classic.
No, it's definitely not.
However, there are some very interesting things that this movie in the time frame that it kind of does. It kind of eschews a lot of tropes of the genre, and a lot of tropes of the era, and like
Mhm.
I think it's very interesting in how, especially of course the character of Jack is, is like subversive and also very uh, what's the word, like pastiche, embrace he it embraces the pastiche of the hero role, and at the same time
Mhm.
completely eschews the hero role, right? I think it's very interesting what he does with the character, but also I think he could have done more. I think that
Well, he's just like we're talking about Kurt Russell.
Kurt,
He's John Wayne in a kung fu movie, basically.
he does a John Wayne voice.
A lot of not always, but a lot
it
of the
is crazy. They're like, hey, Pilgrim. Like, it's
time.
basically
Yeah.
the entire, his entire MO, the entire movie is, oh, talk like this. It's such a John Wayne voice. It's crazy at times.
Uh-huh.
But also, by the way, I want to shout this out. This is, I think, our first, maybe our first five bagger repeat is Kurt Russell.
Is it? What? Really?
And only because if you remember in the movie It Happened at the World's Fair, he's the little boy that kicks Elvis in the shins.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
In his first
There's never been a repeat.
no. So in this movie there's actually several people that showed up in Third and Wrongs we've done.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So Egg is the
Yeah, he's the graboid.
yeah, 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 yeah. In
Trimmers.
Trimmers. Yeah, yeah. But that's a Third and Wrong movie.
Yeah.
Also, Kim Cattrall. Kim Cattrall, the lead lady in this movie, is in Police Academy,
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
and cut from Rambo: First Blood is the I forget her name in this movie, but the her real name is Susie Pie. She's the lady that plays the other lady with the green eyes, the Chinese his fiance.
Oh, oh, what?
So she's not in Rambo First Blood actually because it was cut,
Okay.
but in like the director's cut or whatever, like special features, there's a flashback to when Rambo is in Vietnam, and she plays a Vietnamese prostitute. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah, so as far as I know, yeah, Egg Sheehan is the first repeat, or not? No, sorry, Kurt Russell is the first repeat in a five bagger.
Huh. But there's that many in one.
Yeah, and this movie is full of them, chock full. Also, by the way, can I shout this out? So
Go ahead.
Egg Sheehan is Victor Wong. Victor Wong plays Egg Sheehan in this movie. He plays the not convenience store. What's it called?
Oh,
Storekeeper in
yeah.
Tremors. He is also uh, he appears in the Jack Kerouac novel Big Sur as a character named Arthur Ma,
Okay.
who's based on the real Victor Wong. In because Jack Kerouac he wrote this novel Big Sur. Have you ever read Big Sur?
Not.
I have not either. I've only read On the Road. Uh,
Yeah, same.
but
I've read on
after the success of On the Road, he had trouble dealing with celebrity, blah blah blah. Anyway, he wrote this book called Big Sur, and it included a bunch of his real friends and stuff. It's a novelization, but one of the characters in the book is a guy named Arthur Ma, who's based on Victor Wong, who plays Egg Sheen in this movie. And the for the book, he had to change the characters' names, so even he and all of his friends, they all have different names in the book. But there was a movie made years and years later where they just like went back to the real people's names and ditched the fucking fake names from the book. And so there's a guy in the movie Big Sur called just Victor Wong. So it's stupid and confusing, but
Yeah.
uh, but interesting. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Your turn.
Uh, that's weird.
Mm, I agree.
I'm trying to see if I have. I know I have a comment about him. I think it's just that I wrote graboids.
Yeah, buddy.
I think the music in this movie is not great.
Okay, good. Can we come back to that? So, this is a John Carpenter movie. Did you know that going in?
Can we wait? Can we come back to it and then you're immediately talking about it?
Yeah, well, John Carpenter he did the music. He did the soundtrack basically.
He does music for like most of his movies, or
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
Like, I don't know.
exactly, exactly. That's why we're talking about music. I want to bring it back to the director of the film, and that's
Oh,
exactly.
okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that's what you're. Okay, sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think he's done much better music in
Yeah.
other movies.
But did you coming into this? I know you said you'd seen it before. Did you realize this was a John Carpenter? I know you like horror movies, uh, and I think you've said Halloween is your favorite series, horror series of all time. Is that right?
It's up there for sure. Probably yes. Yeah, no, I knew John Carpenter directed this.
Okay.
That, that was
Okay.
not, and and I knew he made the music for it.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. I had that as a note to question to ask you.
And I think of the movies, I don't remember which. I think The Thing was before this. That has better
Kurt
music.
Russell as well.
Yeah, also Kurt Russell.
Mm.
Halloween also, I think, has better music.
No Kurt
Actually,
Russell.
well, no, that's true. I think there's better music in his previous movie. I can't remember what else. What else is before this? I don't know, but it's to me, it's not his best work.
Okay, I agree. And specifically, I want to shout out the closing theme, the
Oh yeah.
the Big Trouble in Little China theme is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. It's right up there with that. What's the fucking? Oh, what's the name of the song? The Paul McCartney song. Uh, fucking what's it called? Oh,
I don't
it
know which one. Paul McCartney, like Wings or Paul McCartney?
no Paul McCartney. Hold on.
I don't know which song you're talking about.
Temporary Secretary.
Oh, okay.
I can
No,
never remember the name of the song.
it's not that
It is up there. It is so bad. Temporary Secretary is so bad, and
bad.
this
Oh no, 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 no. Yes,
Big
no.
Trouble in Little
Temporary
but Big
secretary.
Trouble in Little China is also so bad. It is a terrible, terrible song.
Okay, I, I, I don't think it's that bad, but you're. That's definitely in the zone. It is that bad.
Hmm. It's bad. This is bad. I have it as a note as being terrible. I do. Can I ask you a couple questions about things I still don't know. I don't understand about this movie.
Oh, sure. I have questions for you too. So sure, go ahead.
All right, my biggest question is what the fuck is up with the beginning of this movie? What like
What? How far into the movie is the beginning of the movie?
the beginning is when they're interviewing him. Why are they interviewing him?
Oh, the very beginning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do not understand. I've never understood why they're interviewing Egg.
Hmm.
Do you know the answer?
Absolutely not. It's one of
Oh.
my questions for you
Cause like
because he egg the
mm,
the guy he doesn't answer the question
hmm
of where is Jack Burton,
right.
which is not a question to be asked.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I'm not crazy. I figured after watching this 5 times you had to have come up with an answer, but no,
No.
because it makes no sense. Like my best guess is like at one point is fairly early on. They his buddy asks him if his truck is insured, right?
Hmm.
And so like my only thought is like these are like insurance adjusters interviewing Egg to like see if his claim to reimburse for his truck is legit. However, the problem with that theory entirely is that in the end of the movie, he fucking drives away in his truck. So it's like it can't be that. So what are they interviewing him for?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So that's one of the reasons this cannot get 4 stars. That's why we're
Well,
still stuck on 3.5.
one, one of the other things that this can come up now is in my notes. It says, "I wish someone would come across the radio and say, 'Shut up.'"
his, his fucking yeah his radio rants, like, I think my in my head canon is he's not talking to anyone. He's just saying it into his CB radio without the button depressed. He's just he's just ranting to himself.
Mm,
Otherwise it makes no sense.
sure.
uh yeah, there's some weird stuff, but yeah, the interview at the beginning, I could not
But
figure it out.
there's
By the way, I watched this movie more than once
oh,
this week.
okay.
Yeah,
How many times did you
I
watch
did
it?
not watch it 5 times. I watched it 2.5.
Mm,
Because
okay.
the first time I watched it, normally what I do is when I watch it 5 times, or when I watch it 1 time, is I just kind of watch it. But this time I made the mistake of doing kind of my second watch through of when I watch it 5 times. The second time I watch it, I usually kind of watch it and do a lot of research while I watch it. And this time, the first time I watched it, I ended up actually doing quite a bit of research, and so I ended I ended it feeling like I'd watched about 15% of it. But like I said, I've already seen it twice, so I knew the story, but I also felt like I didn't pay enough attention this first watch. That was my note was when I finished it, I just wrote, I need to watch this again. And so I did. And the second time I did not take any notes. I didn't research anything. The second time I watched it, I just watched it. So I did it a little bit backwards of what I usually would do.
Mm,
But yeah, one of the things that I did not come across in my research was why the whole first scene exists. And in fact, there's a few scenes in this movie I feel like we could cut. The fucking karate kung fu performances before the two ladies grab onto the swords and fly off into the ceiling. Like that the whole like protracted shit, like I feel like we could probably skip it, right?
sure. Yeah, the entire character of
Oh, the inflatable man.
no. The other Chinese lady. What's her name?
Oh, the green-eyed lady.
No,
Oh,
that,
no, you're
other
talking about the other
other
one at the
the
airport.
other one that disappears like halfway through the movie and never comes back. What
Oh,
is
but by the way, in my research, she also appears in Gleaming the Cube, so she's definitely important.
okay? Well,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
she only shows up for like that airport scene, and did
And
she
then
ever show up again?
she does when they're back at her when they're back at Kim Cattrall's apartment.
Oh, at the apartment, yeah,
Yeah,
and she shows up, yeah, and then
and exactly, exactly. And he's like, "Whoa, who's that? Oh wait, that was yeah." And that's the entirety of her character.
yeah,
I also love in. I think it's in that same scene that there's the other lady, the other like reporter lady that's like where Kurt Russell's
oh
character
yeah,
first meets her,
yeah.
and like when she first starts talking, I was like, who the fuck is that? And like the first thing he says is, who the hell is this lady? I was like, yes, yes, thank you. Who is this lady? Good question.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't remember that character's name, but it's just
Nah, it doesn't matter.
why was she even in the movie?
Yeah.
It's it's so weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. So there's a tier of character in this movie, and like it depends on how you watch it. I think where you would put each character in the tier, right? So there's like Kim Cattrall and Kurt Russell's characters, which you assume to be the main characters, but then there's like Kurt Russell's Chinese friend. Is he actually the hero?
Wang?
Right. And Kurt Russell is his sidekick. It doesn't make sense because Kurt Russell's the first character we see, but also Kurt Russell's just there to help his friend Wang the whole time, right?
Mm.
So it's like it's a weird dynamic. It's an interesting dynamic, but a weird dynamic. But then there's Kim Cattrall's character, who is also helped by her friend, the other reporter, who totally unnecessary, completely unnecessary. But also Wang's friend, the new maitre d' at the restaurant, totally unnecessary. But then they end up being like a couple, but also both of them completely unnecessary. So like, what are they there for? It's hard to say, but what are any of them there for? Also hard to say.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a weird. The whole movie is a mess.
Uh-huh.
I think like like I don't think it's bad, but it's just why is any like almost every scene you're like why is this happening?
Yep. Yeah, I think the perfect example of that in this entire movie is the fucking big hairy monster.
Yeah, that shows up. Yeah.
A
Okay.
1000% unnecessary. Like the
Are you sure?
yes.
What it seems pretty important right there at the end.
Yeah, really setting up a sequel, huh? Something. Who knows? It is ridiculous. Yeah, that is a good point. This movie, man, I like this movie, but there's
So
so
do I.
much.
I'm shit talking this movie quite a bit.
There's
I like
so much stuff that's just so unnecessary. The whole first scene, all the kung fu stunts, the fucking hairy monster, the the third male character, the fourth and third female characters. Like, there's just no point to any of it. And I don't think if you take it away, it's going to make the movie worse. At the same time, if you take them away, does it make the movie better? It's hard to say. I mean, the problem is if you take all of that stuff away, this movie is like an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh wow, that's pushing
Sure.
it.
Uh,
I, if you take everybody else out of it, this is like barely
56
a
minutes.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, okay, okay. Yes, I agree. What do you think of Jack as a hero? What do you think?
I think he sucks.
Oh, really?
I I think he's like the uh I feel like he's the uh like American stand-in in a kung fu movie.
Hmm.
Like like I said before, the John Wayne like bullshit thing. Like I think he sucks.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think he sucks top to bottom.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
you enjoy his bullshit, whatever he talked about on his.
Oh, no, no. I mean, no,
Sucked.
no. I think that part of it, his character is ludicrous. But I also think that like, I mean, I find him to be a fun character. I think he's stupid and over the top bravado, and all of that. But also at the same time, it makes it funny because in actuality, he is not that person, right? Like when he's like, we're gonna go down there, and they're like, yeah. He's like, yeah, okay. And then like he turns around towards the camera and walks away, and he's like his whole smile just drops. He's just like, oh, fuck, I gotta go down there now, and like, I think that part of him is funny. I think that he wants to be the big macho hero man, but also he's scared, and he sneaks around. He comes up with the plans, and like I don't think he's a perfect character, but I do think he's fun. You see a more dynamic personality than you do with, which is weird, but because his outward appearance is nothing but bravado, right? But
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
in fact, he's very much not that way. However, a lot of the other characters, Wang, for example, is pretty much one level. I don't think there's much dynamism throughout the movie with him. I mean, it could have been written better, but I feel like there's not as much of that with other characters, and so I think he's fun. He's cocky and ridiculous, but also he shows his vulnerability. But also like things like at the end of the movie, he doesn't kiss the girl before he leaves. He's a weird character. He's very weird.
That's true. He does
He
leave
is
his.
he is not he is not the typical 80s 90s action hero guy. I think that makes him interesting. Uh, in a observational way, I guess. He's weird. He is a weird character, I would say, top to bottom. But
Yes,
I think he's also interesting. It's better than just seeing like an action hero who's just there and does exactly what he sets out to do. He's like the number one thing is he's never in it for his own uh, reason. Like every other action movie hero of this era, it's like, oh, you've taken my wife. I'm gonna get my wife back. You've you're gonna destroy the planet, so I gotta save the planet or something like that. From the beginning, he's like, I gotta help my friend. and it's kind of an interesting dynamic, I think. So I think that's fun about it. You seem unconvinced.
No, 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 no. You have moved me a little bit, but was he really helping his friend?
That's the only reason he fucking went along with this. Cause like,
He was just trying to get his money.
um, I think that's what he
It was
what.
it was one of the things that annoyed me was that he was getting nothing or double, which is not how you say it. It's double or nothing.
Well, maybe nowadays. You got to remember
Oh,
this
sorry,
was
this is the 80s.
this was 40 almost 40 years ago.
I'm pretty sure
They used to say things different back then.
when I played,
When you were gambling back in the early 80s.
I was gambling with my uncle, and we definitely said double or nothing. So, nothing or double is a fucking weird thing to say.
But then he gets triple. So,
Well, by the end, yes. But,
because he earned it.
yeah, but you did. Okay. So, where are you landing on this weirdness?
Yeah, no, it's called double or nothing for sure.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not John Carpenter. Maybe he had another. He wanted he wanted to feel more organic. So he's like, yeah, no, some people say it that way. It's like when you play rock paper scissors, but somebody's like, let's play paper rock scissors, and you're like, well, that's weird.
Mm, like you're in Japan.
Uh huh. Well, in Japan, it's not pa. You don't start with pa.
Yeah, it's all fucked up. It's so
John Kimpo, it doesn't mean anything.
uh-huh.
Gu choki pa, it's rock paper scissors or rock scissors paper. Fucking what?
Yeah, you already.
It's all fucked up. All right, I'm ready to rank it and do the thing, but I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, so I'll be back. What wall monster?
What do you mean? What? Did you watch the movie? What do you mean?
Wall monster?
Yeah, the fucking monster that comes out of the wall and grabs a bunch of them and cracks them back in. You didn't see that part?
You're talking about the hairy monster, right? Wait, what?
It's
What wall
no, no,
monster?
no, no, no. It looks like a fish. It's like what's the fish with the thing? Uh, angler, angler.
Anglerfish?
Yeah,
Is there an anglerfish? What are you talking about?
it comes out of the wall and grabs a bunch of them.
What wall?
What?
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Okay, what time are we talking about in the
okay.
movie?
It's near the end of the movie when they're going through the gutters, the sewers, or whatever.
Uh-huh. Is there an anglerfish? I don't remember an anglerfish.
Uh,
Did we watch two very different versions of this movie? Okay, they're in the sewers. Oh, okay. You're talking. I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about where like it's not even anything like a fish. It's like an insect or something that comes out and like
it's like
Axian like
comes out.
he throws like some marbles in. And he's like, okay, it's not coming back again. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. What's your question? Because I don't have an answer. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, the practical special effects for
Oh,
at
no,
least
no. I didn't have a question. I was just like, that's cool.
that's cool. The practical monster special effects of this movie are absolute garbage. Complete garbo. The fucking hairy monster, absolutely terrible. Not scary in the least. That thing that you're talking about, the thing that comes out of the wall, looks fucking stupid. So bad. It's so bad. Everything about this movie is not good.
What?
It's not good. I like the movie, but there's nothing about it that's good.
Okay.
Except maybe the lightning. The lightning effects are pretty decent.
No, those
The
are
lightning
bad.
effects. The lightning effects are good. Fucking
No.
this movie inspired fucking Mortal Kombat, and that's all that matters. It's top of the list. Let's go.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that does not surprise me. You're wrong.
They even drive a Freightliner. Fuck Freightliner. Peterbilt and Kenworth for life.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't.
Yeah, that's right. I got opinions on fucking semi trucks. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I did. I didn't have an opinion on that. Hmm.
It's ridiculous. This movie is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I've got a
This
drink.
movie is ridiculous.
Can I just say my drink right now and then explain it away?
Oh, all right.
Because
Are we going into?
because I'm sad about this.
Are we going into drinks and ranking?
I want to do the drink because I'm sad about it. I tried. All right, my drink. We can do the rankings after.
I don't for sure know what my drink is.
That's okay. I've got my drink. You don't even have to say it now. I'm just gonna say what my drink was. My drink was a Tsingtao. Nice, cool, refreshing Tsingtao, and I tried my hardest to find one nearby, and I couldn't. That's still my drink, but I did find the one thing I did find that was nothing like it, but has the most minuscule connection to China is I got oolong hai. And oolong tea, of course, is from China. So I got an oolong hai. Not my drink. My drink is not oolong hai. My drink is Tsingtao beer from China. The number 2 beer in China. Did you know? Number 1 beer in China and the most popular beer in the world by volume because it's sold in China and can't be bought in Japan, it seems like. Is like called snow beer or snowflake beer or something like that. I've never seen it. I saw pictures of it online because I was like, I wonder what it is, and saw pictures of it. I've never seen it before. I think it's not exported at all, but it's still the number 1 beer in China, so it's the number 1 beer in the world. So, Tsingtao is the number 2 beer in China and also a beer I've heard of and drank before. It's been, I'm going to say, 20 years since I've had it, probably. But I just remember it being like a regular beer. So
Yeah, I think I've had it before.
that's kind of how I feel about this movie. I like it, but it's like it's just kind of like So, Tsingtao, that's my drink.
My drink is not Tsingtao.
Is it oolong hai?
No, it's what is it called? We made it
Pink panty
for our
droppers.
house. Yes.
No way, really?
Yeah. Is that it?
Pink panty droppers is the best mixed drink I've ever had in my life. It's
And was that at the firehouse?
Oh yeah, we made buckets of that shit, man. It was
Okay.
like literal buckets. As bad news, it is also you should not make buckets of it because you won't remember anything that happens.
All right. So that's that that is my drink choice because that has everything.
Yep, pink
It
pink panty droppers is good.
has everything you've ever wanted and
Mm.
didn't want. It's all in there.
Yeah, it goes down smooth and
No, that didn't say that.
yeah, that's good stuff. Pink panty droppers. Oh man, if I could put that in a can.
You would be arrested.
Uh huh. Now to be fair, I think it's only called pink panty droppers because there's like pink lemonade in it or pink grapefruit, maybe.
I don't remember.
something.
I couldn't remember what it was. It's directly called, but when you said pink fairy drowns, I'm like, okay, yeah,
That is the
pretty
one.
sure that's what
Besides beer, that is the only other drink I think of when I think of the Pirate House. What else did we drink besides beer and that? and, like, I mean, we only had that probably twice or something, but it had
yeah, I
a
think
it had a big
yeah,
impact.
yeah. We only had it twice because it was like, no, we can't do this.
It's so good. It's too good. We shouldn't do this anymore. Uh huh. It still it sits with me
Why? What?
because it's so good.
Yeah, yep.
Tasted delicious.
That's that. That was what I don't believe.
Everybody that tried it loved it. Yeah. All right. This oolong hai. Do you like oolong tea, by the way?
I do.
Me too. I used to really like it until I learned it had like ridiculous amounts of caffeine in it. And I was like, oh, I should probably not drink this. Maybe just drink like regular tea. So, but yeah, this is not bad. It doesn't taste like much. It doesn't taste much like oolong tea, and it doesn't taste much like alcohol, but it's like 6%. But yeah, it's oolong. I guess it's not. It doesn't say oolong hai. It says oolong wadi. So anyway, it's not bad, but it's no Tsingtao, which is what I wanted to drink. But I couldn't find it. I went to multiple stores today. I bet if I went to like a big supermarket, kind of like shopping mall esque. What are they even called? Like big box stores, but not like not like electronics. Whatever. They're you know, it's like a big ass supermarket. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know, you live here, so if I went to one of those, maybe I did. So I went to even like some like little liquor stores. One of them I went in. So first I went to this. I went to this.
You can't call them little liquor stores. That's
No, I totally can't.
no,
I went to Life.
no,
I went to Life. They didn't have
no,
shit. And then I went to this little liquor store.
no. Okay, well, okay, you just sent yourself to jail. What the fuck is wrong
So
with you?
I went inside,
No, 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 no.
and like
You can't.
there,
You can't.
there's like boxes and shit, like okay, in the back walls of the store, they've got like cooler cases. I couldn't even get to them. They got like boxes in the way. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
because you're not allowed.
No, it was not because I wasn't allowed. It's because they're doing something there. I don't know what's happening with that place.
Sure.
Cause yeah. Outside also there's like crates and shit and like it's like taped up. It's like it's a
Yeah, it's
weird
almost like
fucking
they're
place,
trying
man.
to keep you out of here.
It's not just me. This is not just for me. It's for everybody. And I went to another place. I went to another place, which is where I got this, and they had like Jägermeister, and I really thought about getting a bottle of Jägermeister, uh, but they did not have Tsingtao, which is a disappointment. But I will find one someday and drink it. But not today. That's too bad. All right, let's do. What are we at here now? We're at 55 minutes. Let's do this. Rank this. I'm ready. Ready, go.
Oh, rank.
3, 2, 1, boom.
Hold on.
Actually,
rank or drink?
we just did drink.
Oh, that's right.
I said
Oh, sorry.
Tsingtao. You said pink penny droppers. Hentai.
Oh, God. Come on.
I got my rank. I've had my rank.
You have not changed my feeling.
Okay, I didn't intend to. I never intend to change somebody's feelings.
No, but sometimes you do.
I'm sorry about that.
No, you don't.
You know it's a good Kurt Russell movie. The Thing. Overboard.
Well, that's not on the list. I'm trying to see.
What's another good Kurt Russell movie? Is he in Backdraft? He's in Backdraft, right? Do you like Backdraft?
He might be, yeah. It's been a long time. I don't know.
I don't like Backdraft. But it's not because of Kurt Russell. It's because of Donald Sutherland. I don't like him.
Alright. You did not knock it down. Alright.
I didn't try. I'm just gonna accuse myself. Recuse myself? Not accuse myself. You're accusing me. I'm recusing myself. I picked my number. I'm ready.
I'm also ready.
All right. I do 3, 2, 1, go, and then you say it, and then I take a beat, and then I say it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 26. You said 20.
26.
You said 20. Is that right?
I did say 20.
Wow, that's high. That's higher than my highest. I give myself a number, and then I give myself a range.
Hold on. You said 26?
Yeah, like I said.
Above Eraserhead.
Yeah, I give myself a number, and I give myself a range.
So, same. I do the same thing.
Your number is above my range, but not by much. I'm surprised you put this above Psycho Gorman.
Well, that's the low end of where I was going.
Mm-hmm. You've got this above Maltese Falcon. Begin Again. I'm gonna be honest, just completely honest. I'm gonna bare my soul here, but Begin Again. What's happening there? You know what I mean?
Well, okay. So tell me about. No, no. Let's not.
You know what's a good movie is When Harry Met Sally.
Uh huh.
That's a pretty good movie. I definitely put this below When Harry Met Sally.
Well, yeah. So that's kind of the problem for me is that we put
Okay, this is getting worse the more I drink of it.
When Harry Met Sally this low, and I know
No,
it's
wait.
possibly my fault.
Do you think When Harry Met Sally goes above The Thing from Another World?
Well, this is not my list.
No, it's our list. We are stuck with
I think 19 for When Harry Met Sally is a little low,
it. Mm.
but all of the movies above it I do like more. So
Well, there you go.
maybe it is in the right spot. It's just crazy that it's that low.
Yeah, I mean when you're dealing with the breadth and width of all moviedom, uh, you're gonna bump up against some difficulties. 20. I could see it at 20. I'm persuaded. It's higher than I would have gone personally, but I
Well, hold
definitely
on.
but personally,
20.
you said 20, right?
I said 20. It would take out.
Beginning.
It would begin again would move down more.
Yeah, I'm way in favor of beginning and moving down.
But you said 27, 26,
I said
20.
26. But
Station.
at the same time, at the
Oh
same.
no 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 no. All right. So here's kind of what I was thinking.
Hmm.
The five Venoms and Psycho Gorman, like those are kind of similar,
Hmm.
and I think this is better.
Sure, I
So
feel it.
it needed to go above those, and then I was like, well,
Yep.
I like Swiss Army Man,
Yep.
and then I got to Maltese Falcon, and I was like,
Hmm.
oh,
Maltese
well,
Falcons is a tricky one. I agree.
yeah. So this was my thought process was like, oh, well, here it is.
Hmm.
It's somewhere in here. Unfortunately, somehow it's above Psycho Gorman and Swiss Army Man.
Hmm. Yeah. No. If I could rearrange, I'd definitely drop Begin Again. I'd move up Maltese Falcon, Swiss Army Man, Psycho Gorman. I'd bump up Stagecoach, and I'd drop the Five Venoms personally. Uh, and but this movie definitely goes in and around there.
Yeah,
That's why I had it at 26 because I like Stagecoach, but this is around there for sure, and I can't put it above Psycho Gorman. I can't. Is what I was thinking. You know, I can't
you
put it
can't
above.
go above Psycho Gorman.
I can't. Swiss Army Man and Psycho Gorman, I think are and Swiss and Maltese Falcon, I think are all personally better.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
would definitely put it above Begin Again, personally. But also, I can't do that because that means that I'm moving above the Maltese Falcon, Swiss Army Man, and Psycho Gorman. And that's a problem. and which the problem with this list is the list doesn't change except for one position every time. If we could rearrange the list every single time, it would
We have
be
talked about having
well. No. I'm not talking about. I'm not
rearrangement.
talking about a rearrangement. I'm talking about if we arrange the list every time we look at it, that would be a different story. Because it's like I'm looking at it and
It can easily go above Five Venoms.
hmm, I agree.
Oh man.
But can it go above Stagecoach and the Warriors, which is behind Five Venoms? That's the tricky part. And I'll say yes. I
Oh,
really.
it can easily go above the Warriors.
Hmm,
Stagecoach is a new question,
yeah,
but
we might have to rewatch some of these.
mm, okay, I'm gonna say it goes.
Maybe we need to ask AI. It's
Rank
2025.
rank these movies.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, this is so gross now. I don't want to drink any more of this, but I have to. Bah. It tastes like dirt on my tongue. It's so bad. I don't know what happened, but the first couple drinks were fine. It tastes worse and worse every time I drink it. This is why this is not my drink. This is my replacement drink. Because my drink is Tsingtao, and I would totally drink a Tsingtao. And this is awful. It tastes so bad, it makes me sick. But, oh, and I bought two of them. It's... All right, final answer. 20. I don't want to say 23 because I like Psycho Gourmet. 24.
24. Yeah, you asshole. 24?
24. Would you say
Okay.
20? I said 26.
No, no,
24
no.
sounds good.
24 is fine.
All right. 24, the new 24th best movie of all time is. What's this movie?
Uh,
Not the Five Venoms. Uh,
Big Trouble in Little
Big Trouble in Little China. Oh, wait, what did I do? Oh, okay, I got it. 24. Boom. All right. There we go. So top 10 has not changed. I'm not gonna read it. Let's go ahead and just fucking skip ahead to my movie. So I'll give you hints straight off the bat. You know, I like to check off boxes. We've we've uh, we've stuck it out in the '80s and early '90s recently. We're going back. We're going way back. We're checking off a new box, and that box is the 1925s. We're going way back. This will be the second oldest movie we've ever watched. Um, it is the first full length Hollywood movie that includes talkie. So it's not Nosferatu. We already did that. This is the first movie that has talking in it that is, it's not the first, completely first talkie, but it is the first full length Hollywood talkie. And it's not entirely talkie, it's kind of half talkie, half silent, but we're going way back. Way back.
Hmm. What is
It's not entirely uncontroversial. So there might be blackface.
Okay.
So there we go.
Well, that's the end. You're not gonna.
I mean, I could give you more hints, but if you don't already know it,
I don't.
what's the first not silent movie that you know of?
Not silent movie that I don't know. Wizard of Oz.
Okay, that was like the night. That was 1930s, I think. So a good 10 years after this, probably. Great movie.
Um,
Oh yeah, 1939, The Wizard of Oz. Great movie. Definitely a movie that somebody should pick at some point. 1939. I think there's zero chance you're going to guess this. So
okay.
at any point you want me to give you way more hints and or tell you the movie, I'm cool.
More hints would definitely help because I
Okay,
have zero idea.
so IMDb has kind of fucked things up, and they've changed the way that they do their categories. But this movie,
This is super helpful.
well, no, so it used to be they would do like the name of the movie and then like three categories, and then that was it. But now they've moved it to a different place, and they've also got more than three categories that are listed at the top, and blah blah blah. Anyway, this is a movie, 1927, hour and 28 minutes long. It's a drama musical romance. I'll read the introductory sentence, I guess. The son of a Jewish cantor must defy the traditions of his religious father in order to pursue his dream of becoming a jazz singer. I mean, I don't know if this is a movie you've ever even heard of.
I don't think it is.
The movie is called The Jazz Singer. Stars Al Jolson. It is like I said, he's most famous for being a silent movie star that transitioned into being a talkie star, but also he's incredibly famous for doing blackface. And like I said, this movie is considered by most people, critics, whatever, to be like the first Hollywood talkie. So the first movie that came out after the transition from silent films to to films with audio. However, this movie is kind of like half and half. So it's got like those cards, those transition cards where it has like typed out speech, right? But also it has parts that sync audio and visual, right? Audio and the film. So it is and I think I don't know if it's a good movie. I have no idea. I've never seen it, but I think it's probably a very important historical uh, piece, right?
Sure.
And like I said, I like to check off the boxes. And one of the boxes on our spreadsheet for the five baggers is the 1925. There's no check mark yet, so.
Yeah, it's not our checkbox. That's your check.
No. It is the home by a drunk by ten. This is the official spreadsheet. There's check boxes. There's checks. There's a lot. 1985. 1985 to 1989, we've watched the most movies. That is the only movie 5 year period that now has a pink square. So I wanted to stay away
I
from
don't know
there.
what
As
a pink square means. What does that mean?
you have the same access to this as I do.
I know, I do. What is a pink? What does that mean?
Pink square means it's been doubled up. So there's like a on this.
This is what I don't know.
Are you looking at the? Are you
No,
looking at
I'm
it?
not.
If
No,
you
I'm
looked
not.
at it, you would find out. There's a key that tells you,
That's your thing.
but if you looked at it could be your thing too.
No, it's not.
It could be.
no, it could not be my thing.
It could
Also,
totally. It could totally. But here's the thing. What if it were? Um, but there is a color code. One incidence of something is a white rectangle. And
what?
if you look, you could see one incidence of something, whatever it is. If it's a movie, for example, a movie picked in 1999, 1999 movie goes in the 1995 to 1999 column, right? And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 columns on a row, and once that has been filled up, then it doubles back, and then the color changes. So you have a 5 columns for both years and also genres, right?
Mm.
So you don't have to even pay attention to this. That's fine. I don't care. But for me, I like to know this kind of stuff. So
I
for
know you do.
for example, drama. Drama has already gone through 1, 2, 3, and is on its fourth set of 5. So drama has been picked way more than any other movie genre. Which it's getting to the point where I don't think we need to even include drama as a fucking genre because it's been picked so many times compared to anything else. Surprisingly, crime is pretty far up there too. Comedy, comedy, action, drama, and crime are by far the most chosen genres. Most popular years, 1985 to 1989, followed next by 2010 to 2014. So now we're going way back, 1927.
Mhm.
First movie picked in the 1927s, and like I said, it's I forget. It's musical and something else. Something else. Anyway, we're watching The Jazz Singer next time. I'm watching it 5 times. You're watching it once.
Thank God.
Who knows? It might become your favorite movie of all time.
I really doubt
That's that's the kind of attitude I was hoping for.
it. Really?
No, I didn't care. I just wanted to watch this movie sometime. I think it's probably going to be terrible, but it's also, I think, culturally important. It's, I mean, sorry, not culturally important, culturally relevant, I think is maybe a better
Sure.
term. Because I think, from what I understand about this movie, is it's not like, I mean, you have to also take it in context. It's 1927. Like the use of blackface is different than if it were done today. It is 100%. It is. You can't just say, oh yeah, no, it's terrible. Even then, you can't. But also, there is also a slant of how it's used at that time, because there are egregious uses at that time as well as less egregious uses, right?
Sure.
Today, 100% just can't. But at that time, like, it's interesting to look back at this time capsule, uh,
Mm.
good or bad, and try and judge it in its moment, and also with hindsight. So
Sure.
I think that's an interesting challenge. We'll see.
Uh,
I I'm gonna say I don't think I'm gonna like this movie. I don't think you're gonna like this movie, but that's also not why I'm going to watch it. If I wanted to just fucking watch a movie I'm gonna like, I would. I just watch fucking the Minecraft movie or something. Whatever. That's not why I'm watching it. We'll see what happens. Anyway, tune in next time. But before that, I'm gonna say, let's fucking get our third wrong done. Hood crime, baby. We're gonna do hood crime. June. Let's do hood crime in June. Hood crime in June. What are the movies from the Hood crime series, Mike? You remember all of them. How many of them do you remember? Oh, this tastes so bad. All right, okay. Before we sign off, I'm gonna try and remember all of them. You brought up Set It Off, which is not one of the movies. Dead Presidents. That's a movie, I think, from the series. Dead Presidents.
I think that is.
Juice. Boys in the Hood. What's what's the name of the other? There's another. There's I don't even remember how many movies are in the fucking series we're doing. Is four? Boys in the Hood, Juice, Dead Presidents. There's only one more. Blood In, Blood Out. Set It Off. What's the other one? Is it something about money? Is there money in the name? Is that Dead President? I'm thinking of Dead Presidents, aren't I?
I think I don't want to push you away, but I think you're thinking Dead President.
No. Tune in next time. We're going to do a third and wrong before we get to the next five bagger. Stay tuned. June